Obsession isn't a disease, but a gift. This is another rule that he talks about. Obsession is something that basically allows you to find that passion for what it is you do. If you're obsessed with something, it's not going to be work. It's kind of like anyone you can think that's super successful that has an obsession. It's not work for them, and they spend all their time, money, effort, energy into focusing on whatever it is they do, and because of that, they've been successful. Look at Steve Jobs. Look at Michael Jordan. Look at any major athlete or entrepreneur or like Elon Musk. He's obsessed with all the projects he's on. Like all of these people are obsessed with what they're working on, and people think that obsession is a bad thing, but in all reality, the definition of success means nothing in a negative sense. That an obsession is something you want to basically pursue and work towards, and having an obsession is very oh, I don't know the right word, but having an obsession is actually an amazing accomplishment because it allows you to work towards things. Another one of his lessons that he talks about in the book is to go all in and overcommit. In the sense of, if you, I guess, find something that you're really, really, really wanting to do in the sense of work or accomplishment, don't necessarily back out. Don't say no. Don't do this and that. Just jump in and commit to it, even if you don't know how to work. Don't spend your time overly planning and trying to map out all your journey and everything you want to do and all this, because you'll probably spend more of your time planning than you will actually working towards your goal. And I can kind of say I did this a little bit even with this podcast. This one in particular, I did not plan this episode out too much, which is my bad. I probably should have spent a little more time on constructing a structure for this episode a little more. So that happens. But with the podcast itself, I did not necessarily overthink it. I was like, well, I don't totally know what to do, how to do it, how to really do a podcast. And I was like, well, I got a computer. I have a microphone. I basically have the two things you need, and you can even do a podcast without. Let's just kind of go for it and start making something. And it's like I'm picking up slowly but surely on what it is I want to do with this, and figuring it out as I go. I just kind of went for it, not necessarily knowing how to make a podcast or how to structure it or what the format was going to be and all this kind of stuff. And I just kind of hopped in without thinking and just kind of am here and figuring it out as I go along. And that's kind of what he was talking about in this situation, was to just kind of go all in for it and figure it out as you go, and not to overthink and not do it. Another lesson was to expand and never contract, in the sense of always wanting to keep finding ways to grow and expand, and never to necessarily slow down or really constrict. And he talks about that when it comes to the market and a bunch of other things, that when people constrict when the market goes down in some way or another, when it comes to stocks or real estate or a bunch of issues like this, that if you keep expanding and pushing, you'll be doing the opposite of what most are doing. And so when everything starts to get back to normal and growing, you're already one step ahead of everyone else because you didn't slow down. And he talks about how he handled the '08 crash, and that he saw other companies his competitors slowing down, letting people go, a bunch of stuff like that. And in that same time, he was spending more money. He cut his salary. He started spending a lot more time and effort doing specific things. He hired more people and he kept pushing. And because of that, he was able to grow. And when the market started to rise again, he was one step ahead of his competition. And I think that can kind of go in a lot of circumstances for a lot of different people in a lot of situations. It's just these are kind of things you could think about and just kind of work towards it.